اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم.
Allah said something, and our children sitting in a Sunday school, in a masjid, in the house of Allah, no matter how badly you want them to believe that, they don't. They're just saying it because you want to hear it. They're just saying it because you want it. That's a crisis of faith. That's a huge crisis. We have to understand how to address that crisis. All the other problems we have for our youth, and if you want to make a list of those and have programs about those, how Facebook is a fitna, how YouTube is a fitna, how the internet is a fitna, how stepping outside of your house is a fitna, how high school is a fitna, how the mall is a fitna, how your friends are a fitna, how your car is a fitna, how your cell phone is goodness gracious, oxygen is a fitna at that point, right? The list keeps going. I'm saying that list is superfluous. I'm arguing that stuff is fluff. We have to look underneath that fluff and look at what the real problem is. The real problem is a crisis of faith. We need to understand the problem. And the problem is our youth are not confident, not proud, not in love with Islam. They're not confident in the Quran. They're not confident that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the absolute best role model. No one deserves to be loved more. No one deserves to be followed more. No one. My third story is part of crisis of faith. I mentioned the story at the Iqra convention too. We're flying to the Iqra convention. I usually take my whole family, all 28 of them. I have 6 children. I lose count sometimes. But anyway, so we're flying together. My kids are little, so they're short, so they can't really see over the seat in the plane. So they're little, they're sitting there. And my wife and I were taller, so we can see the TV screen when it drops, right? So there's a movie playing. We don't want to see it, but it's in your face right here. And of course, alhamdulillah, we don't have headphones, so it's a silent film at that point. And it was the Justin Bieber documentary. Yeah, imagine that. Well, thankfully it was a silent film, right? So, move forward, they say. And also license plate number. I'm kidding. Okay, just move forward as much as you can. Thanks for moving. I really appreciate that. Not all at once, please, calm down. Okay.
There are spaces in the front.
Yeah, there's spaces in the front, please take them. Okay. So, this documentary that is playing, I'm trying to avoid looking at it. But I can't help myself. I can't help myself because they're showing this kid come and start singing his songs, and girls in the audience are crying. Like, you could tell they're just like, we love you so much, I'll die for you. And mothers bringing their daughters to concerts. And then somebody's handed a voucher that says you get to meet him backstage. You should see the family, how they're jumping up and down in joy. And in the course of that video, I was like, oh man, these people have nothing to look up to. This is all they have to look up to. They're so happy at this. They're so happy at this. How sad a life can it be? And next clip, there's a Muslim girl. She's wearing a hijab. She's handed a voucher. You're going to get to meet Justin Bieber. And she's going around a tree, hugging it and going crazy. And she's not the only Muslim girl that would do that. She's not. Don't say, astaghfirullah, what kind of Muslim? That's the average Muslim girl. That's normal. Okay? So now we have a crisis not just of faith, but some of the fruits of faith. What are some of the fruits of faith? The faith itself is you're convinced Islam is true, right? That's faith itself. You're convinced Islam is true. But beyond that, a step above that is you take pride in it. And a consequence of that is everything that is not Islam no longer appeals to you. Everything that contradicts Islam, not only are you not attracted to it, you feel sad for people who are. You look at it as something beneath you.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق.
إذ يرفع إبراهيم القواعد من البيت وإسماعيل. Ibrahim alayhi salam is now raising the foundations of the house along with Ismail. So he's not alone now. He's with one of his children. He asked about all of his children, but at least right now he is with one of them building the house. And he says, he doesn't say Rabbi. He kept saying my master, my master, my Lord, my Lord. Now he says Rabbana taqabbal minna. Our master, except from us. This is ingenious. You know why? What is he doing? The ayah says he's building what? The Kaaba. Is that act accepted by Allah? Yes, it's sanctioned by Allah. He knows it's accepted. Now he doesn't say Rabbi taqabbal minni, my Lord except from me. What does he say? Our Lord except from us. If I don't have a guarantee about all of my kids, at least guarantee me this boy over here. Guarantee me this boy. And he knows this dua is mustajab. He knows that this act he's doing is accepted by Allah, and he's throwing him in. He's put his son in there, guarantees his kid this part of the dua. رَبَّنَا تَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا. The other way this has also been understood is that even if you're doing the best act for the sake of Allah, I can't think of a better masjid project than building the Kaaba, right? That's quite an expansion project, right? And even then, he's not sure if it's good enough for Allah. So he's saying, oh Allah, accept. I don't know if I put the brick the right way or not. You know, if I was paying attention properly or not, am I doing a good job or not? Even this, Allah just accept. It's not like you and me. We make it to Fajr once in 6 months and we're like, Allah, you watching? 6 a.m. baby. Daylight savings time changed. Thank you very much. You know, that's our state. No matter how good you accomplish, you are concerned if it's accepted by Allah or not.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق.
And you know, as a Muslim father, you have to kind of get trained into calming down. We don't have that training. We actually have quite the opposite training. Interestingly enough, the words that come out of Yusuf alayhi salam's mouth, they begin with Ya Abati. So he's about to tell his dad the dream, and he uses the words Ya Abati. Now in Arabic, if you say Ya Abi, it's a sign of you're addressing your father. When you say Ya Abati and you add that ta that you hear, it's a show of respect. Oh my noble father, my respected father, my beloved father, Dad, I love you. It's like these terms of respect have been added just by that ta when he addresses his dad. What we're learning is not only is his child ready to communicate with him at any point, at the same time he's also extremely respectful. And that's at the same time it's a compliment to the child, but at the same time it's a compliment to the father. What kind of father communicates openly with his child and at the same time maintains a relationship of respect? Because you know, when you get very frank with kids, what happens? They run all over you. They'll run all over you and they become too casual. And then you have to become strict because you say, I should be strict because that way they'll show me respect. If you come from where I come from, Pakistan, there's one way to get respect. If you're a father, be as harsh and as mean, as nasty as you possibly can be, and that is the way you get respect. You never hear your name said nicely. If your name is Abdullah, you don't never hear that say, Abdullah, could you come here? Abdullah? And you better show up looking all scared. You can't smile. If you're smiling at your dad, you're like, what? What is this? What are you looking at? Being angry, whether you're, and by the way, this isn't just for Pakistanis, even though we're awesome at it, right? It's parents all over. Muslim parents are generally very harsh. And they think that's what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be disciplinaries. Especially the father should be tough. So when he walks into the house, there should be absolute silence. Everybody should drop what they're doing. Dad's here. You know? Like everything's going well in the house, everybody's playing around, things are happening, and Dad's in the driveway. Huh? Sit still. Don't look around. You know, there's that culture. What Yaqub alayhi salam is teaching us is the opposite. This child is most comfortable talking to his father. Even about a dream. Even about a dream. And when he addresses him, he commands this respect. What I'm trying to get at is, we thought the formula for getting respect from your kids is being harsh and mean. Being loud. Being scary. That would be the way I will get the respect of my kids. Maybe that worked in Pakistan. Maybe that worked in Cairo. Maybe that worked in Palestine. Maybe that worked in Syria and in Bangladesh. It ain't working here. This here is America. It ain't working here. And you've already tried it and it hasn't worked. And then you come to the Imam and say, my teenage boy doesn't listen to me. What should I do? What you should do is realize where you live. First of all, seriously. You're in a culture where your kids go to school. Your kids go to school and they go with other non-Muslim children who, when they address their mom, they don't say mom, they say, Samantha, come here. That's what they do. It's normal for them. That's normal for them. And your kids go to school with other children who, when they're talking about their father, say, my dad, man, he's so weird. That's the nicest thing they'll say, by the way. That's not the bad stuff yet. And kids talk about their parents just like they're talking about some idiot. Seriously, that's what they hear all the time. And then you have our children, the parents here, many of you have funny accents, at least to your kids. It sounds funny, it sounds weird, And we're trained in a culture to constantly make fun of other people. We're just trained that way. So guess what? If you're an easy target, your kids behind your back are even making fun of you. There's no respect, is what I'm trying to say. And your idea and my idea was, if we're extra harsh, we'll get their respect. No. If you're open, if you're a genuine friend to your children, if you're a source of nurturing and protection for them, you will have their respect like nothing else will gain it. And you will maintain a communication with them that otherwise cannot be had.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق.
The hardest customers you will ever have in da'wah is your family. They're the toughest customers. Right now you guys are sitting in my audience. I don't know you that well. You just know me on YouTube or something. It's okay for you to listen to me. Try getting my cousins to sit here and listen to me. Or my uncle, or my grandfather, or my parents are actually here somewhere, but I hope they're listening. Or my sister, she's here. She gets some of the best sleep of her life during my lectures. Right? Because that's just how family is. That's how it is. And the people who will take you the least seriously is who? Your family. Everybody can call you sheikh and doctor and professor, but when you go home, you're just their kid. You're stupid, you don't know anything, right? So that's how it is. And that's how it is in all of our homes. It's normal. It's normal like that. So when you try to give them da'wah, they're like, come on, you're going to talk to me? I changed your diapers. Okay, you're not going to talk to me like that. In other words, it's very hard to talk to them. And they can say things to you. They can criticize you and mock you and be sarcastic towards you and say mean things to you that nobody else can say. And why can they get away with that? Well, here's the reason: because they're family. They can just get away with it. So when you talk to them about deen, it's very unpleasant a lot of times. Especially about practical issues of like, let's stay away from this disobedience, or let's not do that, I think that's questionable. Or let's get out of that haram business, etc., etc. It's very difficult to talk to them. So you know what most of us do? We say, I don't know, I have such a hard time talking to my family, I'm just going to go talk to somebody else. I'm going to go attend a halaqah or a conference. And a lot of you came here to the conference after having a fight with your family. Look at the irony. The conferences save family. And you're like, I'm saving time from my family, I need to get out. Right? You get away from your family. I'm going to the Islamic conference. You walk away. Right? That's great. That's what you call birr al-walidain. But anyway, now having understood, they're very difficult people to talk to, and it's easy for you to get turned off and say, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. It's so much easier to talk to a group of strangers. It's so much easier to be with people that are like-minded. But Allah made them your family for a reason. Allah knew that you would be ambassadors of Islam to these people. And I say this all the time, I don't mind saying it again. There are people in your family, if they were not your family, you would never ever meet them. You wouldn't even walk down the same street as them. They're the complete opposite of you. The farthest thing from you possible is your sister, your brother, your cousin. You are completely on different frequencies, but Allah's plan, you will be the ambassador of Islam to them.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق.
People, I'm not just picking on girls here, Muslim guys, they'll be raised in a religious family and they know certain things are haram, and they'll, in their head they'll say, why is it haram? Why can't I do that? And they'll just say, Allah said so. You say that for everything. You know. And then if somebody was to ask them, so what's Islam? Everything's haram. Here's my summary. All right? You know, Islam equals don't smile, don't have fun, don't live life, because all of that stuff is haram. It's forbidden, right? And of course it's reinforced because when you come to a typical masjid across the country, all you see is people that are frowning all the time. It's like mamnu' at-tabassum, right? It's forbidden to smile here. Like if they even see a child like running a little bit with a smile, hey, masjid. Don't you see the sign says sadness? Only, you know, it's like a depressing thing. So, you know, a child even growing up in a Muslim community, in an Islamic school he goes to, I'm not knocking on any Islamic schools here in Maryland, I don't know enough. But generally, it's run by some very angry aunties. The kids that are in class are just seeing angry people all the time. And the more religious they are, the angrier they are. Right? The longer the beard gets, the bigger the frown. It's like, you know, very hard to smile.
اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق.
It's almost as though it's haram to compliment our children. It's almost as though it's forbidden. You can't say, you look nice today, you look so good. Great job on the test. I'm so proud of you. You're doing wonderful. Keep it up. You can't say it. It hurts. It hurts too much. For Muslim men, sometimes it's very painful to compliment your wife. It hurt. I understand. It hurts in the liver, right? There's a particular spot over here in the ribs. Sharp pain happens when you compliment your wife. I understand. So the moment you compliment her, to ease the pain, you have to say something mean right after that. Right? So you say to your wife, the dinner's pretty good. Could have used more salt. Like, you have to balance the equation all. You can't just say something nice. And that's what she says. Can't you just say something nice? You ever heard that before? That's with your wife. But with your kids, it's even harder to say nice things. Especially where I come from. We're really good at not saying nice things. Your child struggles in mathematics. He's doing poorly. He's not very tuned into mathematics. He usually gets a 70, a 65, and one day that same child gets a 95 on their math test. Greatest day of their life. They've never seen a 95 before. Then they bring it to you, Mr. Pakistani father. But look what I got. 95. What do you do? Next time get 100. Right? Come on. Come on. How hard is it for you to say something nice? We have to compliment our kids because it builds their confidence.